Opening remarks now from Coach Menzies.
Well, I was pleased with a few things. I thought we did a really good job of rebounding the ball. We had set out about 4 keys that we thought would be necessary to win the game. We had to know their personnel. We had to challenge the 3 and do a good job defending the 3 from their specific shooters that shoot it well. We had to rebound, like I said, and then take care of the ball. And I thought we did a good job in a couple of those areas. But at the end of the day, we turned the ball over 16 times, which you're not going to win an NCAA tournament doing that unless you're turning the other team over 16 times as well. So that was real frustrating. But you have to give St. Louis credit. They did a very good job of just being themselves and doing what they do. They're really, really active with their hands. Their rotations are fantastic. They can do a good job of defending you without fouling. And they just did a really good job. They're a much better team in person than they were on film. I thought going into the game, I thought we had a chance to win it had we done those things. But I said before, they're a 4th-ranked team in this bracket for a reason. And you have to give them credit, And I wasn't close with Rick, but I knew him well enough to, call him an associate or a friend. And I'm happy for those guys in the other locker room. I thought that they, they're keeping their dream alive, and I feel good. I feel good for them. I will say that. My only disappointment is that we didn't get a chance to show who we really are. We didn't get a chance to play like the real WAC champions, and that's disappointing because it's such a special platform and a special stage to be on, and to not have the type of production that we would normally get from our guys. Is just frustrating. I mean, we shot 27% for the field. We averaged 44, 45% on the year. We took 15 threes, and that's not who we are. We want to take 10 or less, but the game was a little out of hand, and so we had to try to attempt a few more, but we only made 2. So we just didn't do things that we've done as of late. Winning 18 out of our last 21 games. We're obviously a much better team than we showed tonight. But you got to give credit where credit is due, and St. Louis did a fantastic job, and I'm really proud of my guys' efforts. I'm really proud of the way they have stuck together. I mean, the feelings in the locker room are obviously very down right now, but I think when they look back and they see the accomplishments of this season, especially after losing 3 seniors last year that were record setters at New Mexico State, and then to come back and just be able to participate in such a fantastic, glorious event as March Madness and the big dance is a tribute to the character that I had in my locker room. So it's a long opening statement, but that's how I feel.
Let's open the floor now to questions to the student athletes only. Okay. Far left.
Jason Gross with the Sun News in Las Cruces. Could you guys, the players, talk about just the run that you guys made in the second half to get back into it? It seemed like you finally got to force some turnovers and kind of do what got you guys here and got you back in the game.
I think we were just doing us, going back to what we do, playing great defense, getting stops, and getting the shot we wanted to get. So that's all I have to say.
Daniel?
Yeah, like Bandja said, when we went on that run, I think we just went back to basics and just what we're accustomed to doing. And, we put on a little press, and everybody was engaged in defense. And we just had 100% pressure on the ball and everybody on the wings. And we were able to make a good run.
Additional questions for the student athletes only. Yes, sir.
Dave Del Grande from Reuters America. Guys, what surprised you about the St. Louis team today?
They play great defense. They have great individual defenders, and they play great defense as a team too. But we were aware of this, but nothing really surprised me personally about them. They're a great team. You got to give them credit for what they do, but I wasn't surprised.
Another question for the student athletes.
Hi, guys. Antonio Gonzalez with the Associated Press. You guys have made the tournament the last couple of years here, but haven't been able to get a win. How will you look back on this year and these last couple runs?
You know, we're gonna look back at this year, and we're gonna be able to pick out a lot of accomplishments and a lot of goals that we accomplished that we had at the beginning of the year, and especially after this game, we're just gonna look at some of the mistakes that we made and try to take care of that going forward.
One final question to the student athletes only. Gentleman on the left here.
Can you just talk about the 10 turnovers in the second half? What, were they doing anything that you guys weren't ready for, or was that a kind of a key to get you guys down in a big hole in the first half?
I mean, part of it was on us. You know, the game got kind of scrappy, and we kind of got out of sync for a little bit. But you got to commend St. Louis as well, because they got great pressure defense. You know, their guards like to get into us, and you know, you just got to give them credit. But partially it was on us as well.
Bandja, Daniel, thank you. You can exit the podium at this point, and congratulations on a great season. We'll open the floor now for questions directed to Coach Menzies in the middle.
Dave Del Grande from Reuters America. Coach, you said one of your goals going into the game was rebounding, and you dominated the boards at times. In fact, I think in the first half you had 13 offensive rebounds, right, and yet only had 16 points, right, and shot very poorly. Was that something where you feel it kind of got away from you, you lost your advantage there?
Well, yeah, when you're reaching one of your goals and you're telling the kids this is a goal, and then you're doing it and they're doing it, and they're not seeing the fruits of their labor, you know, you gotta move to the next issue of why, and that's what we did at halftime. And I thought they came out with a lot of energy and focused and tried to execute the game plan. But we just got beat. We just got beat by a better team. You know, they're a better team and more experienced and played that way tonight. You know, again, I'll reiterate that even with the rebounding the way it went, I mean, we would rebound and then we'd go up and we just couldn't make shots that we always make. I mean, there was just little bunnies right at the rim that I can't even tell you how many layups they were that we missed. And it just wasn't meant to be. It was like Rick was up on the top of the backboard slapping the ball out. It was amazing, you know. So it just wasn't meant to be today.
Any additional questions? Yes, sir.
Coach, what were they doing to take away the paint? I mean, it seemed like you guys, you know, Sim couldn't get the ball. I thought they did a good job protecting the paint and making you guys try to shoot jump shots.
Well, I thought we could have been a little more patient and forced a little more movement earlier in the possession to get Sim touches. We obviously didn't do a good job of getting him enough inside touches. And that was partially because of how they were guarding him, but it was also because I didn't think we handled the ball pressure well from our guard positions in terms of being able to make the passes and doing some fundamental things that would have allowed us to do that. And, you know, I got two sophomore point guards that are, that didn't play last year really for all intents and purposes. So, you know, they'll be much better going forward. It's frustrating, but, you know, I love these kids, and I told them that, you know, as days go by, the pain will subside a little bit, and they'll be able to lift their heads up a little bit higher and know that, you know, they're the WAC champions. So it'll be okay.
Time for one more quick question. Yes, sir.
Coach Randy McClure rushed the court. Can you talk a little bit about Bular, his season, his development, what you expected coming in, and how he's progressed this year?
Sure. Sim was, when he came in in October, he was there for a little bit in the summer, but we didn't anticipate using him as such a large role this year. We thought we would, that would come a little bit further down the line. But when he got thrust into the starting role, when we lost our starting center, Chalizi Napawe, who was on the bench with us tonight, he had to step up, and he did in a big way. I mean, we don't win, as many games as we do without him. And to his credit, he really was a sponge and learned and got better and got his conditioning improved, and his development was just a matter of him wanting to develop. A lot of guys, you can make them get to the gym, but if they're not willing recipients of the coaching, then it's not going to, it's going to fall on deaf ears. But he wants to get better, and he's got a great desire to improve. And so, his family is, he comes from good stock, as my mom says, and his family's incredible, and they do a good job of supporting him, and they raise a very, very good character, high character young man. So his whole development goes back to, how he was raised, and he's going to continue to be a force for us going forward. It's unfortunate he didn't get to play to his abilities and get as many touches as we would like to have gotten him, and have as if we had in recent games. But we'll get him there, and we'll keep moving forward.
Coach Menzies, thank you.